Kash Patel, your thought, where are we, Kash, in these investigations, brother? You're the hammer. Tell me where we are.
We're nowhere where we need to be, Steve. Look, you outlined the brilliant failures of the congressional process when Republicans have the majority and are led by gutless men. The problem we have today is that now you have a cataclysmic collision of events created by our own Republican leadership, and they are going to shrub the pennies and put on shiny ponies and strap on a CR and convince the world this is the greatest thing ever and we saved the United States government. How does anyone in congressional leadership not know that the September 30th date is a default date? And they are now going to race to a CR, which you covered, is going to destroy the United States of America. My problem is they're now McCarthy's coming in and saying, oh, we'll finally impeach Joe Biden. Why the hell didn't you do that 10 months ago? What do you mean? Why did it take you 9 months to get to an inquiry? And oh, by the way, they're not actually impeaching him. They're just looking into doing it again some more later. That's what he announced. He didn't announce an impeachment inquiry. And by the way, can you read the political tea leaves? The left wants Joe Biden out. David Ignatius and the Washington Post and the New York Times and your buddy over at Joe Scarborough have announced he wants Joe Biden out. So now the Republicans are going to be dumb enough to do the dirty work. Give me the clip. Give me the clip from Morning Mika. Kash, you know the intelligence community. Yesterday, and we'll play the clip here in a second, when David Ignatius came out, and wrote that column that Biden's done some great things, got alliances, all this amazing, but he's got to step down. He can't run again, and Kamala Harris can't run. That David Ignatius is the comms director for the national security state, is he not, sir? Absolutely. He's the guy that oriented Russiagate and made it into a thing that it never was. He's the guy that rigged the presidential elections with the 51 intel letter. He's the guy that the deep state leaks to when they want a narrative out there because they need something done. And right now they want Joe Biden out. And when the Republicans move forward with this impeachment, they will be doing the Democrats' bidding. That's how stupid some of these people are. Exactly. I've been calling for the impeachment of Wray and Garland since day one. They are the original government gangsters. The American public deserves the receipts. Like you said, why hasn't Hunter Biden been subpoenaed? Where is Chris Wray and Merrick Garland's subpoena? They're the ones that covered up the Chinese bribery scandal. They're the ones that gave Hunter Biden the sweetheart plea. Hang on. To prove the theory, the Cash's theory of the case has been correct. Because Kash has been on here and said, hey, Steve, you guys are calling for the head of Biden as being a traitor in bribery. He says, you really got to get Wray. And the key guys are Wray and Garland because that's the operating guys. That is the deep state. And they've basically made your case. The deep state put out a papal bull through David Ignatius saying, you got Biden, go for it. We're going to provide no air cover. And the New York Times, everybody's going to fall in line. The New York Times had the column yesterday about it, too, from a different writer. But we're going to protect Wray and Garland. So your theory of the case, Ignatius proved your theory of the case, did he not, sir? Yeah, where do you think he's getting his intel from? Wray and Garland. They're giving him the goods in advance so that we can decapitate Joe Biden for them. I mean, this is Russiagate all over again, except they've learned their lessons. And you know who hasn't? Us, the Republicans, the conservatives in this country have not learned the lesson of being victimized as enough. We are dumb enough to go out there and play the stooge and act as if the American people in the War Room Posse who've been demanding you hold Chris Wray and Garland in contempt of Congress for violating 6 federal subpoenas on a weekly basis, yet the two-tier system of justice will pivot and convict great Americans like Bannon and Navarro for the bogus contempt of Congress hearings from the Jan 6 committee. Where are the men of will and the Republican Party on Capitol Hill, and why aren't they demanding contempt of Congress hearings for Chris Wray and Merrick Garland who are flouting the law? Who do you think is hiding the criminal conduct of Joe Biden? All roads will lead to the CCP in the Ukraine and the millions of dollars. But now they want us to take up time on their shiny new CR and say, look how we saved America from default. It is a bogus D.C. political hack job by swamp monsters. Real quickly, we got 2 minutes on this side. I'm going to hold you through. Give me, if I had Kash over today, because they needed a senior advisor. If you walked into Comer and Jordan and said, okay, guys, calm down. Here's what we got to do. Walk me through the action plan. Yeah, look, you don't have to do 100 things. 3 things. Subpoena Wray, subpoena Garland, subpoena Hunter Biden. That's it. And get all the receipts. Get every document. Why, Steve, is it that we have fought for 1 year to get one 1023 from the FBI that's 60% redacted that shows direct evidence of Joe Biden's corrupt involvement with his son. You and I know there are 10,000 other pages of documents the FBI and DOJ are masterclassing us on by looking at this shiny object here and saying, well, no one's really even asked for us about these other documents. And I'm sure we'll get another nice letter from Congress in a week or two, and we can punt that for another month or two. Where are the subpoenas and where's the enforcement? Go take their money. Chris Wray doesn't need a private jet. Chris Wray does not need 10,000 people in Washington, D.C. doing his bidding. Take their money, reorient the FBI headquarters building, and do the same thing to Garland until they come and heal. And this Congress, I just haven't seen the will.
You ran the Pentagon as chief of staff over there. Does the FBI need a building that's 2x the size of the Pentagon, sir?
No, as I've said in my book, the thing that you need to do with the FBI headquarters building is shut it down and open it up the next day as a mausoleum of the deep state and let every American walk the halls freely every day to know how never to operate law enforcement again. And send the 7,000 agents in that building to chase down rapists and criminals and gangsters and drug violent offenders and safeguard our cities. That's what they need to be doing.